ELB.
RZA presents Bobby Digital and the Pit of Snakes. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again for another review. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. I am here to talk about Bobby Digital, aka RZA, the Pit of Snakes. And I got a lot to say about this. I just listened to this album, right? If we want to call it an album, it's 8 songs. It is based on basically, it's RZA revisiting his Bobby Digital character in the soundtrack to the graphic novel. RZA has a graphic novel on Z2 Comics, right? And it's what every rapper dreams of, a comic book of their own likeness, right? It has vinyl, it has an actual comic, it has a CD that accompanies it, which is the soundtrack that we're talking about today. And it's supposed to be like eclectic. It's supposed to be like a graphic novel experience with all these different elements, right? But at the bottom line, it's supposed to be hip hop, and this is what I'm here to talk about. Hip hop. I don't want to be one of these people who can't let a person grow, right? As a person who grew up on Wu-Tang, right? Who, for lack of a better word, grew up on Wu-Tang, right? RZA was a godlike creature. He was a godlike mythical being to us Wu heads back in the day when we were coming up. RZA, GZA, the entire clan, right? We have built entire formulas on what they accomplished, what they built with 36 Chambers with their first album. We have instilled entire thought processes of what hip hop actually is and is not in certain circles. Certain circles really fully believe if it does not sound like Wu-Tang, it's probably trash. It's just a fact, right? And RZA was the architect of that. I was very intrigued because when I saw RZA was bringing out this solo project, I saw the artwork, the blue, he has the Bobby Digital mask on, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't a big fan of the early Bobby Digital stuff. Some of the stuff was catchy, some of the stuff had good beats, but I didn't like full Bobby Digital albums. Let's just start there. So probably of the entire clan, the Bobby Digital works were the weakest of the entire Wu-Tang clan, to me. Now I know some people out there say it's like that's preposterous. Bobby Digi was freaking Bobby, Digi. That was like, forget it. Like, some people was going crazy. And yeah, he had a couple joints on there, but overall, it didn't have a lot of replay value to me. I can't get with a rapper in character for the most part. MF Doom, yeah, I can get with MF Doom. But he's not a rapper in character. He's just a rapper, right? And with this, he's supposed to be a full-on character, a caricature of himself, right? And I don't know if caricature is the word. I want to say he's in a different zone. And Bobby Digital just don't care. He doesn't give a, like, Bobby Digital's he's going all Bobby Digital. It's ignorant, it's brash, it's loud, it's rude. That's what Bobby Digital was supposed to be. Over the years, we've seen Wu-Tang destroy, build itself again, and fall to pieces. And the members argue, they get back together. They made a great documentary. They made some great music. I reviewed almost every Wu-Tang release. If you look back at my reviews, I hated the soundtrack that accompanied the first the documentary. I believe it was of Mice and Men or something like that, Hated that soundtrack. But when they brought out the Wu album, all of them together, I loved that Wu album. That last Wu album, not the one before this last one, right? If you go back, it's in my reviews, right? And I say all that to say this. It's been spotty. It's been spotty at best with these Wu releases over the last 7, 8 years, right? They've been all over the place. Ray has been consistent. Raekwon has been consistent. Ghost has been semi-consistent. And Method has not really, he's put out stuff, but far as full features, he has the full albums, they've been okay. They've just been okay. okay. This last one was better than most of the stuff, and the stuff he's on now, the rhyming he's doing right now, the songs he's on he's probably the most dominant member of the Wu-Tang Clan right now, Method Man right now. To be honest with you, him and Ray, right? And I say all that to say this. This Bobby Digital, we've gone full circle with RZA. We've seen the growth of RZA, right? We've seen Raekwon say RZA ruined a couple of those albums because he wanted to go RZA and they didn't like the direction. We've seen a couple albums released that all the members weren't on board with. They were like, some of this stuff not good. We've seen them have public feuds about RZA's music. And we've seen them seek out other producers. And we've seen new producers come in that make better beats than what RZA is currently offering. And we've also seen on a couple of those recent albums, RZA goes sidetrack with something that sounds like some dude on a beach with an 8-track recorder and a guitar trying to make a rap album that doesn't know nothing about rap. We've seen some of those beats too, right? And I say all that to say this. This RZA presents Bobby Digital and the Pit of Snakes. If you are a RZA fan in any kind of way, even in the slightest kind of way, you will not like this. And I'm going to be honest with you. This album, right, and I try to give people growth. We sit here and let Kendrick sing and do all that. And I gave Kendrick's last album, I gave it a masterpiece. Masterpiece. It delved into society's ills. It delved into therapeutic bettering of yourself. It delved into child abuse. It delved into cheating and just mental health. It delved into a lot of things that no one will talk about, right? And I really appreciated it. It was well crafted. It was very timely. It was extremely needed because we're not talking about the major issues that people deal with today as human beings, right? So I cannot be hypocritical and say, since there's a lot of guitar singing and a lot of emo imagery on this piece of work, that's what makes it trash. That's not what makes it trash. And let me be clear to you, before we go any further, any Wu-Tang heads that want to get in my comments, I'm with all the smoke because this is trash. And I'm going to be honest with you. The only people that can really like this, I went online, right? I said, because I was just confused as what I'm like, what's happening right now? Like, I'm listening to this and it's like, what is happening? Because I'm like, this is like a guy so out of touch with where he started. I bet you RZA from back in the day was slapped. You know how when you're watching the Wu-Tang show and the old RZA keeps playing chess with the new RZA. If the old young RZA, or even the middle RZA, because it's like 3 RZAs on that show. If the middle RZA came and heard this music, right? He would flip the chessboard over, probably slap the entire out of RZA, slap him. Because at the end of the day, right? I'm going to be honest with you. And I had to give it to Eminem when he did it, when M did it. If you go back in my reviews, go look at my Revival review. I laid into M. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? We the ones got you here. The hip hop heads got you here. What are you talking about with this album? Then he came back with Kamikaze and redeemed himself, right? Redeemed the entire thing. He redeemed it in everyone's eyes, in my eyes. His fans were like pleased again. I know a lot of people liked Revival. I get it. But those are not hip hop fans. Those are Eminem fans, right? Those are Eminem fans that like Revival, not hip hop fans. 2 different things. They're going to accept different things that hip hop is not going to accept. This right here, and like I said, I don't want to be the guy that you can't grow, right? I have a few seminal moments in my history of times where an artist tried to grow and I kind of boxed him in. I'm going to be honest with you. When Common came out with Electric Circus, I boxed Common in and most of hip hop boxed Common in. We were like, take this back to Erykah Badu or whoever gave this to you. We don't want this, right? We did not want it and we did not accept it, right? So end of the day, Common had to understand what we were going through, because for a few years he was chasing it, and then he got back with Kanye and he made B, and he won the entire hip hop community back, probably 90%. He made another classic, probably the best record of his career was B, and that's coming off of the failure of Electric Circus. So sometimes not letting somebody grow into some nonsense is good for you. But on the flip side, we let Andre 3000 grow, right? Dre was not the same Dre that we saw when it all was said and done. He did not become that same person, right? We let Dre grow, and we stifled Common. But at the end of the day, Dre fell out the game because of what? Criticism. He got tired of trying to please people. Tribe Called Quest, they got tired of trying to please people. They broke up. The pressure was so high on Tribe, they just broke up. It just internal conflict, everything just fell apart on the Tribe Called Quest. And here we are again with another artist. He's not the first, and he won't be the last to try to change up what he's doing and grow. I think Everlast did it successfully. Machine Gun Kelly's doing it successfully to a degree, right? No one's saying you can't change, but when you do change and you try to bring this out, no warning, right? This is not going to work in this hip-hop community. This sounds like a guy who wears linens all day, walks around barefoot in a huge house with 20 rooms, girls wherever he wants them at, or his wife and his kids, whatever it is, it ain't hip-hop, right? This sounds like a guy, for lack of a better word, hangs with a lot of Hollywood people all day and all night and likes to hang with them and loves that circle. And he does not even listen to his own music no more. There's no way you listen to 36 Chambers and then came out of the studio with this, right? So I'm looking at the titles. Under the Sun, Troubleshooting, Something Going On, We Push, Cowards, Fight to Win, Celebrate Life, Live Your Own Rhythm. This sounds like a cult, or this sounds like a self-help class, right? Which is fine. I just told you Kendrick just dropped this therapeutic, but it's a masterpiece. He didn't leave us in the dust for a higher mountain up the hill somewhere. He's down there grimy with us, right? He's cussing out his girl on here. He's going through all kind of stuff on his album, right? He's talking about Nipsey. He's talking about home invasions. He's talking about getting beat by your dad, like just crazy stuff. This is real stuff. RZA's talking about real stuff, but it's pseudo-real, in my opinion. It's pseudo-real. It's stuff you would hear on a self-help tape that you can't even reply to. You just listen to it in quiet. This is what you meditate to, right? This is yoga class music. And I went online, right? I was like, it can't just be me. It can't be me. I searched for reviews of this thing. I didn't find not one review. Do you know what that means when I'm not talking about in writing, because Pitchfork reviewed it, Rolling Stone reviewed it, right? They didn't give it good reviews. I saw one guy, right? I'm going to go here. It's a site, right? And I hate to be whatever this guy, but it's a site called Maximum Volume Music, right? Damian Sullivan. Shout out to Damian Sullivan. He gave this sterling review of it. He went song for song. He gave it an 8.5 out of 10. And he said at the end of the review, I have to say I really enjoyed not only the concept of a musical soundtrack to accompany a graphic novel, but also its execution. The music shared was utterly compelling and at times quite spellbinding. I only found out that RZA was a founding member of the American hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan towards the end of listening to this release. But as I know next to nothing about the group, it certainly did not cloud my judgment. This guy don't even know nothing about the Wu-Tang Clan. I would even stretch it and say he may even be from out of the country, right? That was probably the only positive review, and that's somebody who don't know RZA from a hole in the wall. And he loved it, right? Loved it. Probably doesn't listen to much rap, right? Loved it. The chilling chords and the soft flowing synths and the melancholy choruses and the very lightly sprinkled raps that coincide perfectly with the crescendos. Like it's just like it's sleepy time music. And listen to me. This is what I want to say, right? RZA is RZA, bro. This is disrespectful, right? If you're changing your style, now I get it. Okay, let's be honest. Let's be fair. You're making music to coincide with the graphic novel. I'm gonna give you that. You're making music to coincide with the graphic novel. And I don't know the budget, you know what I'm saying? But I'm assuming RZA has a good chunk of money to put into this music, right? But it sounds like a guy who's scared to use samples. It's not not one sample. It sounds like all live instrumentation. It sounds like a band that's not quite a band, right? It sounds like in-house musicians that can play this and play that, and they just came together to make these sounds that RZA asked, okay, do do whatever, like, and then they did it, right? And it sounds like if I went to the hills, like in Santa Monica or somewhere, right, and I got like this 4-piece white band to just play this music for me, and I didn't want to be too offensive, right? I think the most offensive thing is like he wore a 12-inch sock on his cock. Like, you know, it wasn't too much offensive stuff in here, right? And it was like pseudo deep. Like Cowards is talking about, you know, just protecting black women. And of course we need to do that, right? I get it. I understand that. And just, it's all about living your truth and just trying to be witty and, you know, I just... It's not good rap. It's not good hip hop to me. To me, it feels like someone who is so far removed from where they came from, right? That they can't even replicate it if they want to, and they don't want to. Like, I think this RZA, this Bobby Digital wants to be at the PTA meetings, and he wants to be at the soccer games, right? He wants to be in the zone of whatever's going on. He wants to be at brunch with Halle Berry or whoever he's going to brunch, what director, and Quentin Tarantino and whoever, and Leonardo DiCaprio. I guarantee Leonardo DiCaprio thinks this is garbage. And if he's not saying it, he's lying. There's no way Leo grew up on Wu-Tang and is going to tell RZA this is good. Ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world. And the thing about this is, right, we've watched the decline. Where you going to perform this stuff at, RZA? Coffee houses? You going to perform this at Starbucks? Right? Where you going to perform this at? A bookstore? On an open mat? With your legs folded, with a guitar? I don't know what's going on, right? Like over there, like, please explain to me, right? What's happening? Because I'm watching our heroes emasculate themselves. No one did this to RZA. RZA did this to himself. Because I see a lot of people still working, right? And still doing hip hop at a very high level. With no, yeah, you can evolve, but this ain't evolving, this is devolving. Look at what we just saw with Versus, with Jadakiss, Styles P, and even the Diplomats, for lack of a better, they were even better. Like, our heroes cannot run into the hills of California and get these houses and forget about where they came from and then try to peddle this music. Don't name it Bobby Digital then. If it's something new, then make it something new. Make a new moniker, right? Make a new moniker. Something different, right? Something that fits the mood of this, right? This is not that. This is not Bobby Digital. You didn't even try to make it Bobby Digital. This is something different, but I'm going to be honest, and I hate to say it, I think RZA tried to capitalize off the name of Bobby Digital and bring something out that doesn't feel anything like Bobby Digital. It doesn't feel anything like Wu-Tang. It doesn't feel anything like RZA. So if that's what you're going to do, right? And I understand it's coincide with the Pit of the Snakes, with the graphic novel. There's nothing really graphic about this music. I don't know who this music is for. Maybe it's supposed to play overseas. Maybe that's what it's for. And I understand that very well. You make music for a different market. I get that. But I don't even think overseas is going to like this music. I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't think overseas market is going to feed into this either. RZA get up there and try to do this music? Who we just saw get hit with the water bottle? Yeah. I think this is a problem. I think a lot of his fans are going to be like, this is not it at all, right? I'm going to give this a D-. And I tried to be, so it's like I tried, right? I don't know who Shot is. I don't know who Stone Mecca is. I don't know who Moon Diggs is. These are probably his kids, for all I know. This is probably his whole family. They just they're in the guest house. They got the studio set. I don't know, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, right? But it's guys on here sounding like they're in a different lane than RZA completely. And even the videos are borderline. RZA has a video for the song, I believe it's Cowards, right? And the music doesn't even match up with the cartoon animation. And then he has the cartoon. Let's say the video is 3 minutes long, 3.5 minutes long. The cartoon animation goes on a loop within like 50 seconds to 60 seconds. It loops back to everything you've just seen. So that loops about 4 times the same animation over and over. So at that point, you have the animation on repeat looping, and it feels like he went on Fiverr and got someone to make this animation. We deserve better. And I know people on these review channels, they scared, right? They scared to say, oh my God, it's so... They just won't do the review before they diss the record. Who's going to be out here to tell these guys this is garbage if it ain't me? Somebody got to do it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, right? But who's going to tell you when this is not it? Right? We're going backwards. We love you, Raheem. Right? We're going backwards. Now, the problem I have with this release as well, right? It's 8 songs, which is whatever, right? But 2 of those songs was an outro, which is mad short. The outro is mad short. The intro don't even have that much going on. It's just like you could do this album in a lazy afternoon, bro. A lazy afternoon. We deserve better. Stop living and eating off this Wu name that we've grown accustomed to a certain level, a certain standard. Right? This is not Hawaii, and we're doing whatever on the beach, and it's just not that. It's not spa music. This hip hop. I'm very disappointed. I get his album a D-, like I said. It has very little redeeming quality. I didn't even want to hit save on it because I don't want it coming up in my library anymore. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't like it. I struggle to get to the end of this. I really struggle. I let it go twice. I don't need to hear it 3 times. It's not good. And anybody says this is good doesn't know hip hop. It may be great for elevated music, or it may be great for easy listening rock, right? I don't know what they got all these different names, all these different subtitles for all these different types of music. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's some type of emo, sad rap they came out with. I don't know. I don't like it. RZA, go back to the drawing board. This is garbage. Delete this. And on my way out, right, I'm going to say that we still respect our legends. And even when they fall and stumble, we can still respect them, right? I still got mad love for RZA. I respect what RZA's doing. And I don't know if he has anybody around him at all these days. There ain't nobody in that studio that's really from the Wu era telling RZA this is hot. And it don't got to be hot, but it has to be good. RZA, please. Please. This ain't it. And I know you spend a lot of time under Quentin Tarantino, and his influence is influencing you. Then don't call it Bobby Digital. Don't call it RZA. Call it something else. Right? Blue Sky Love or something. I don't know, but this ain't it. My name is Chuck Wick Gills. Thank y'all for watching. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.